Instance Banner 101. It was the Untamed 5th anniversary. Near Huais and the character you are. The plot twist is just ... I'm so happy with Jimin's new album coming. The time you read this, you will know who the real mastermind was. Near Huais, I'm gonna explain how it happened, and it will be the long comment. Okay, good luck. Okay. Listen. His plans begins after his brother Ning Mingjue's death through the Qi deviation. Nia Huisang naturally becomes the new Qinghe Nie sect leader. He is still unwilling to cultivate the saber, lest the same fate befalls him. As previous Nie sect leaders have also lost their lives through Qi deviation. So when Nie Huisang notices that his brother corpse has gone missing, he begins his search. He is only able to track down his left arm that can neither suppress nor control. Thus, his first goal is to find the remaining pieces. His plan unravels chronologically as follows, step by step. Step number 1, Mo Xuanyu. So Nie Huisang seeks out the traumatized Mo Xuanyu and goads him to perform the sacrificial summon with the incentive of revenge against his abusive family to summon Wei Wuxian back from the dead. Damn. Step 2, Mo Village. Nie Huisang lets Nie Mingjue's left arm loose in Mo Village, and when the Lan Juniors, Lan Sijue and Lan Jingyi, arrive to help solve the issue of increased number of fierce corpses recently, Ning Mingjue's left arm ends up claiming the lives of all Mo Xuanyu's aggressors. Mo Ziyuan, Madame Mo, and her husband and Atong, hence freeing Wei Wuxian from the depths of the sacrificial summon by fulfilling Mo Xuanyu's wish for revenge. Step 3, the body parts search. Wei Wuxian and Lang Wangji's search for the other body parts begins. The left arm is taken to the Gusu Lan sect, and it directs them northwest to Qinghe. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji encounter Nie Huisang, who tells them about the man-eating castle, which is revealed to be the Nie sect's ancestral hall. So the backstory: the sabers cultivated by Qinghe Nie clan became strong enough to have desire to kill evil spirits on their own, even if their owners died. As this created even more bloodshed, the sixth head of the Nie clan came up with a plan to appease them. He built a tomb of the sabers with a number of corpses that were going to turn into fierce corpses. This way, the sabers could continue to fight with the evil spirits, even after their owner's death. And then when Wei Wuxian and Lang Wangji discover the legs of the corpse in the wall of this Nie sect's ancestral hall. And then the left arm then points to Yueyang next, where they witness the torso of the corpse being dug up by an unknown grave digger who turns out to be Suxia. And then Lang Wangji finds the corpse right arm in Yi City after splitting up with Wei Wuxian. And then the corpse reassembles itself in a headless body in the garden of Tanzhou after fighting the corpse and playing rest to appease it. Lang Shichen recognizes its movements as that of his own son brother Nie Mingjue. Number 4, getting the juniors to Yi City. Nie Huisang goes to great length to lure the junior disciples into Yi City. All this was his doing, and we never did anyone notice? Yeah. I didn't know this. It is presumed that technically he would go that far as to put the blame on Jin Guangyao quicker if the juniors were to die at the hand of Shuiyang, which shows how strong his resolve is.
Wow.
Nie Huisang first targets Jingling in an inn located in Qinghe by nailing a dead black cat to the door of his room and a pool of blood outside as he wakes up. Then happens the night after night, despite him going from inn to inn, which eventually prompts him to investigate. At the same time, Lan Sijue, Lang Jingyi, Ouyang Zizhen, and a few other juniors had been night hunting in Langya. Then they first find the head of a cat in their soup.
Soup?
and then the corpse of a cat in their beds. This prompts them to as well to investigate, ultimately meeting up with Jingli. And ultimately, as they met, Mia Huisang disguises himself as a hunter from a nearby village to point them accurately directly towards Yi City, which was his goal for this part of the plan. And since they're the other generation, he took advantage of that. Sisi and Bika. Mia Huisang, that's number 5, Sisi and Bika. Mia Huisang frees Sisi and asks Bika to Bisao to inform Chinsu about her true relationship with her husband Jin Guangyao. Chinsu receives the letter the night before the discussion conference, which makes her take her own life. This is tough. So she's even responsible for that death. Chinsu. He responsible. We were there blaming Jin Guangyao. Saying it's magic and everything.
We thought he hypnotized her.
We thought he hypnotized her, but it's what is in the letter, I think. Alright, Mengshi's grave. Jin Guangyao buries Nie Mingjue's head in an iron box with Mengshi's body, Jin Guangyao's mother, in Guanyin Temple. Thus, it's Nie Huisang who retrieves the head and removes Mengshi's body, placing a poisonous trap in its place. Number 7, the letter, second Barrymount siege. Nie Huisang sends Jin Guangyao a letter warning him that he will expose all his secrets in 7 days. This triggers the second siege of the Barrymount. Jin Guangyao uses the Stygian tiger seal to control the corpses there, and Su She seals the cultivator's spiritual power after Wei Wuxian's thorough analysis in front of the hundreds of the cultivators present. Su She reveals himself as Jin Guangyao's accomplice. Number 8, the Lotus Spear. As the cultivators recover after the second siege to go to Yunming, at Lotus Spear, Bikao and Sisi, instructed previously by Nie Huisang, arrive to tell their stories. Sisi tells how Jin Guangyao murdered his father, Jin Guangshen, and Bisao tells how Jin Guangyao wife, Chinsu, was his own sister. Hearing this, the clans begin to plot his downfall furthermore. Number 9, Guanyin Temple. Despite popular belief Nie Huisang isn't captured against his will or helpless at Guanyin Temple. Everything he planned for Guanyin Temple was extremely deliberate and well thought out, as it's the final piece of the puzzle. His plans were as follows.
He was ready.
Fooled us all, man. He fooled us.
As long as
We thought he was
gets
the
his
cute
revenge
guy.
on
We're like,
him.
yeah, that's cute, it's fine, it's always there, it's always
not
fine.
even cute, helpless, cowardly.
He released Nie Mingjue's fierce corpse onto Yungping to hunt down Jin Guangyao. He was willingly captured by Su She to play on Jin Guangyao's pity through seeing him defenseless and scared. He deliberately allowed Su She to cut his leg because Nie Mingjue's fierce corpse can still sense that his brother is hurt. He also uses his leg wound at the very end by overreacting to the pain, distracting Lang Shichen from a very wounded Jin Guangyao, so that he makes him think he attacked him from behind. This results in Lang Shichen stabbing his dear sworn brother, ultimately leading to Jin Guangyao's death. Wei Wuxian's pieces it all together at the end, deducting the length Nie Huisang went and to the magnitude of his plan.
He was ready for anything, to sacrifice anything, as long as he gets his revenge on.
So that part where Wei Wuxian pieces it all, was it when they were in that place with Lanchen?
No,
After everything there.
While they were still
Still
in
there.
the temple, when Jin Guangyao was stabbed, then when Jin Guangyao was talking, was telling him like, this was all your plan and everything. Yeah, I think
That was the
Wuxian
part.
even Lanchen, because they looked at him, they're like, huh? That's when he pieced it together.
I'm surprised they left him to just like that.
Yeah, I mean, like the way Wuxian said, well, it's in the past. It's happened.
What's done is done.
Man, shout out for that comment. Shout out. Really made us like understand what kind of a man he is. And Nettie replied, said, wow, amazing explanation. Just in case there's any confusion though. This is all from the novel. So when it comes to the drama, there are some differences. For example, what Ni Huisang releases in Mo Village is not his brother's left arm, but his blade spirit, yeah. But here, excluding some details, that's pretty much the whole story in the drama as well. Rai says, wow, this episode is so intense. Even though it was worrisome, Wenning's entrance was so cool and badass looking. I remember being so shook to see Sijue get thrown through the door like that. Like not Wang Xiang's child getting yeeted. Also, yeah, I was so happy to see Lanjan take Jin Guangyao's arm away. Bro was like, no more holding strings against people's neck for you. I thought he was really cool for that. I love how Jiangchen gave Wei Ying his flute as well. Like we all thought that thing was long gone. Also Trish, I get how you feel, girl. Like Jin Guangyao 100% deserves death, but it doesn't need to be Zhe Wuchun, purely because of how much those two cared about each other. To be honest, I'm unsure if Jin Guangyao deserves for me to say he didn't deserve Zhe Wujun hurting or killing him. But one thing is for sure, Zhe Wujun didn't deserve to take on the painful burden of hurting or killing someone he cared about so much, in my opinion. Like after nearly 50 episodes, I felt like knowing Zhe Wujun's character. He's the type to never forget the trauma of something like this. So I don't think he deserved to take on the burden he did in that scene. We remember how he foolishly believed in Jin Guangyao and even equated him as being his version of what Wei Ying is to Lanjin when he was arguing with Wang Shen. So I just feel like he'd be emotionally scared. Because after all, he just found out Jin Guangyao did all this fairly recently. It's hard for Zhe Wujun to forget the guy he thought he was for decades. Like Jin Guangyao is one of the characters I dislike the most in the whole show, but I can't help but wish someone else would take Zhe Wujun's place. Also, every time I see Wei Ying use Chen Qin, I get scared for his insides. Like, bro, he's bleeding from using that thing for a few minutes. Yeah, for sure. Since the Untamed era for the show is ending soon, I went to see what things you guys are watching or have watched on Patreon, and legit, I have been binging Your Island 17 One Fine Day, 13 Castaway Boys, and Kingdom Reaction non-stop. P.S. You guys were so right about what you said rewatching the show. Like for me, it just gets better the more I rewatch, and it's so interesting it's so interesting to re-experience the earlier episodes with the knowledge of the whole show. Hey yo, shout out to you, man. Thank you, Rai.
All this info, and then you're going to watch it, especially the beginning episodes. You really get through.
It will be like a very good experience. Also, shout out to all the Patreons who came here for the Untamed but stayed for other shows as well. Thank you, man. Your support really means the world to us. Leah Kim says, long read ahead. She's been giving a minute. She's been giving us like what do you say? Heads up. I'll wait for my ace in episode 50, like in almost some of the past episodes. Alright, so it's a long read ahead in caps. let me save my breath.
Some water.
Okay. It is finally here, what you have all been waiting for. The essay in caps. I can't explain how excited I am to write this and just how I am happy to share this with you. It may be long, but please enjoy and let's get into it. This is just an overview as a fan, an author, and overall a consumer. The Untamed is such a special story, not because of its wonderful story and the characters, but also how it was presented. The cultural influences and its boldness in representation as a historical BL drama adapted from the books. Its plot, flow of the story, and its compelling nature makes it such a unique and worldwide loved story by millions. There's a reason why people get so attached to it, and it significantly changes someone once you've experienced the world of Lanjan and Wei Wuxian. A magical change, and so I was very happy to share this journey with you guys and that you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Now getting into the characters themselves. Here's my peace of mind on everyone's important. Alright, so we're starting with Wei Wuxian, our lovely main character, and who the story is told from. It is from his perspective, which makes it even more appealing, as the nature of Wei Wuxian is free from biased recounting. This is what I think MXTX was striving to achieve when she wrote Wuxian as a character. He basically represents the ideal goodness of people, a standard that many wish to have from the get-go. We see Wuxian representing such strong values as integrity, honesty, truth, and justice, which are often unrealistic for human beings. For sure. He is a bit cheeky, a prankster, with a passion for life, which can be a bit annoying, but he is able to layer that with his charming personality that you overlook it. Wuxian is created to immediately draw people in, whether it be his looks, talents, or personality. You can't help but admire him. And then he grow to like him, tolerate him, and then love him endlessly. And I think this is a very big role MXTX built for him, so that we became attached to him. Making him into such an interesting and beloved character makes us more open to the story, as well as making us resonate with him. MXTX making him the narrator of the story was such a perfect move, because it makes the audience feel a sense of righteous calling and a perfect form to achieve vengeance on Wuxian's behalf. There is not much that hasn't been said about him, that hasn't been said before. However, there is one thing I wanted to draw on, that Wei Wuxian is what I would call a foolish hero. Why? Wait. Why? He is very commendable character, someone that we want to see win. However, through the course of the story, we see that even with the intention that he is not someone who is able to deal with the consequences, especially after he became the Yiling Patriarch. Based on who he is, we see him trying hard to save people and does what he can with what he has. Wei is a person who is a victim of his surroundings, which in turn informs his direction to help people not become victims themselves. He tries his best to save the Wens and genuinely believes that he can and can control his own power, yet at the same time he does ignore the probability that things can actually go wrong, and then he can fail, which causes his fallout with Lanjan and Jiang Chen. It is this stubborn belief which ends up being his own trap, and he ultimately fails to save the people he wanted to save. He is a hero, but a hero without hindsight. Albeit that this was the only option he had. Wuxian reminds me greatly of another similar character MXTX has written. It's called the Crown Prince Xianla. Both wanted to save the common people and were stubborn about it and lost it all in the end. I'm not blaming him, but if he had more faith in the people around him, especially when he was vulnerable, when he was in a vulnerable state of not having a golden core anymore, he could have given himself a supporting rock to lean on. This is something Jin Guangya was right about when he states that if Wei Wuxian had trusted his friends at that time, none of the clans would have made a bold attempt to corner him, especially someone like Jin Guangya. A great lesson here to know that sometimes even with all power in the world, you can't always save the people you want. Sacrifices and losses will be made, and you must concede sometimes to the reality of the world, but we consider that he was young and he was grieving as well, and that at the time was his only option. Wow, that was only Wei Wuxian. You're sleeping, Wei?
That was
No.
good.
Yeah.
Good summary of Wei Wuxian's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the message at the end. The message that you got, and I feel like a lot of people can resonate with you, including us. So number 2 is Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen is such a character that people either hate or love, and I'm on the loving part. We already know much about him, so I won't repeat myself. One thing about Jiang Chen is that he represents that morally gray area which many people don't pick up on. He is not good or bad completely, rather he's painted in the middle, and sometimes he is a complete asshole and wicked man because he has done some really bad things, while the other times you feel his pain and desperation and just wants to give him a hug. His ending with Wei Wuxian feels like a fitting one, and like they know the truth, their feelings have been resolved, and now they can each walk their own way. Wuxian doesn't have to be indebted to the Jiang Chen clan anymore, and Jiang Chen can finally leave Wuxian's shadow and be the man he's supposed to be. Keep on reading this for me.
Where?
There is a free.
Oh. There is a freeing essence to the both of them as they leave each other.
Yeah.
They can hold those memories of being brothers forever, and they've forgiven the wounds caused to each other, and now they can be content living as known strangers with each other. I was happy with such a finish that sometimes we don't need to resume some relationships, just fondly keep them in our hearts. The only thing I remind people who hate Jiang Chen, especially when it came to the whole Golden Core thing, is that Jiang Chen lost his in the first place because he was trying to save Wei Wuxian, and Wei Wuxian gave it back because he was trying to save him. It was such a paradoxical move, and the fact that Wuxian never gets to hear this end of the conversation makes it even more bittersweet. Both brothers loved each other deeply, and with it came a lot of untold, hurtful pain and secrets. There was so much to learn from him, especially when it came to childhood abuse and trauma, and how it causes generational dispute. Another thing I would like to offer is that I think Jiang Chen is right in his feelings of hatred towards Wei Wuxian. Given as we are the audience, we have the luxury of knowing the truth of issues as they unfold within the story. However, Jiang Chen, like a lot of other people, don't get the truth until the last episodes, and with it comes a state of conflict. He's one of the primary victims of the Yinning patriarch's actions and had a personal relationship with him. Imagine all your life hating someone because they did something and find out they didn't, and even more secrets, and now you're just left confused, like, should I hate you? Should I hate myself? Who is to blame for everything? And a lot of people overlook his state of rage and projection, yet in truth, his actions is warranted. Wouldn't you do the same, knowing that the person who was supposed to be your brother betrayed you for strangers, leaving you alone, and contributes to the suffering you endured for 16 years? I could go on and on about him, but enough is enough. All I must say is his relationship with Wei Ying was supposed to be complicated from the very beginning. One way or another, they were bound to have a gap between them through their years.
Yeah, it was really complicated.
Yeah, from Jiang Chen's side, you can really get like how he feels and why he did what he did overall. Okay, moving on to Lanjan, the third one. My man. Who can say anything bad about this fucking angel? He's my favorite character in the whole book. His dedication, his temperament, his elegance, everything about him is just so precious. With a lot of your signs that you just say, those signs, exclamation. A literal 10 out of 10. I think why I love Lanjan so much is because we see him from Wuxian's point of view, and you can't help but fall in love with him. We have never met Lanjan alone as his own character. Rather, we get his nature from how Wuxian interacts and grows with him, and this in turn feeds our attachment to him. We understand his nature through Wushan, and so our perception of him is in accordance with our relation to Wushan. All in all, Lanjan is such a wonderful boy, and we need more people like him. I would, however, want to point out how different MXTX wrote Lanjan as a contrast to Wushan. It is almost to draw a comparative nature, even when they believe in the same things. They are a little sides of the same coin, but when it comes to Lanjan, he is more realistic and withholds his personal sentiments than Wushan. Lanjan has the ability to detach from people and respect the rules of the world, as opposed to Wushan, who defies the order of the world. Later, we see him become more accommodating, but I still think he functions with the same stem of looking at the big picture. I often wonder, had it been him who had found the wells, what would he have done? Oh. I also wonder how different the story would be if it had been told from his point of view. Yeah, it would have been different.
Because the story was based on
From where Wushan's
perspective.
Legend.
Maybe they should make another Untamed Legends edition.
Probably would have turned out different. Okay, the next one, Jing Guanyao. Guanyao. Okay.
I'm really curious on this one.
Now, let me tell you something. We can all confidently say that we hate Jing Guanyao, and he deserved death. But man, you have to admit he was a perfect villain. Definitely was. He is a true testament that villains are born. Villains aren't born, but made. Meng Yao was a beautifully written character, because as a villain, he's not doing this out of spite or hatred towards Wushan specifically, or for shallow reasons.
He's doing it for everyone.
But rather is doing everything for his own benefit and rise. He had very persuasive reasons to be a villain. Every move he made had a purpose in the grand scheme of things, be it killing his brothers and fathers, using Wei Wuxian as a shield, marrying his half-sister, killing his son, killing Red Blade Master. Everything had a purpose. He was strategic, knowledgeable, manipulative, and damn right almost successful. You have to give it to the guy for being 10 or 20 steps ahead of everyone. Meng Yao rose from his poor stature and sought a place for himself. In the beginning, he really wanted to have a normal life and just treated like a human being. Yet even that was too much to ask for someone of his nature. Just because he was a whole son, he was liable to mistreatment. Now I know this is not justification for his action. I'm just pointing out that Meng Yao fell victim to his circumstances before he decided enough was enough and got into the game. That being said, he shows the difference between himself and someone like Shueyang. I would argue that Shueyang is much worse than Guang Yao. Why? Because of the different driving forces. Shueyang is just someone who is sick in the head and does this for his own self-satisfaction without any real driving force. Yeah, that was true. While Guang Yao had a plan for elevation, self-protection, and revenge at the same time.
And at some point, he even included Shueyang in his plan.
Yeah, like Shueyang just did it
Shueyang did it for Jing
for
Guang
fun,
Yao
like
sometimes.
he just
maybe it's
enjoyed
just,
like doing that. But Guang Yao, like he was doing it with the purpose, like to get Oh, where was I? He knew he would never truly be accepted anywhere. So why not take advantage of the situation and best protect himself? I can understand why he did all the things he did. Like, yeah, I can really understand, because I too would kill someone who keeps getting in my way and abusing me each time we meet. That is Red Blade Master, with Mingjue, was just an asshole at some point, really, and was asking to be offed. He should have just shut his mouth sometimes. And he took advantage. Of Wuxian's situation to really drive his plan into action. and then keep up the act for almost 16 years. Yeah. Everyone around adored him. He solidified his station. He was a good leader. He really elevated the Jin clan and helped other clans as well. You have to give it to him. He really outdid any expectations anyone had of him. And he could have gotten away with it too. Yeah. When he was revealed as the villain, I was very shocked because you didn't see it coming. He was such a secondary character that rose to heights and stood at the top. That's good writing right there, and he would have succeeded if Mo Xuanyu hadn't met with Nie Hui-san. And Jin Guangyao would have enjoyed the fruits of his labor. The only thing he downplayed was that he was the only one playing the game. He was a predator, killing all his prey, but didn't know there was a hunter behind him as well.
You already know what they say. Don't hate the player.
Yeah.
Hate the game.
I respect him for going all out. He had the brains, the plans, the money, the pawns, and the execution. Everything would have really worked out for him if he took care of the loose strings properly. R.I.P. you freaky.
I was waiting for that part. I was seeing that part. I was like, am I seeing the last one?
Well, yeah, you gotta give him to him. He had like...
He's one of the best villains.
He achieved a lot. Like, he really outdid himself. Everything he achieved for the clan and for himself.
Yeah.
He was really respected. Oh yeah, the clan would have gone very good. Except there was Nie Hui-san at the back, just waiting for the right moment to take him down. So, well, nice. Okay, the fifth one. Nie Hui-san. Okay. And now we come to the champion of this story. When I tell you the shock that overcame me when I found out the truth of this little bastard, I was shook. Like I couldn't believe it. Him, out of all people,
Sneaky.
you know, it didn't make sense. Yet at the same time, it made sense. Like, I know everyone's reaction was exactly like mine. Nie Hui-san. Nie Hui-san. We truly underestimated you. We did. He is what we call a hidden card. That one knife that finished the job. Oh, MXTX outdid herself with this person right here. Where do I even begin? How do you dissect a character that has no dissecting parts? Like, he filters in like a ghost over this story. He's the puppet master of this play, yet had the least amount of fun in the story, final and disappears afterwards. But yeah, like, we didn't see that much of him, like a lot of him, like how Jin Guangyao was, but he was always there. What makes it more captivating is that we assume we know the nature of Nie Hui-san, and that assumption still stands until the end, because MXTX never resolves the true nature of Nie Hui-san. Is he a good person or bad? Did he always have a hidden side to him, or did it develop after the death of his brother?
After the death. It's after the death. He was seeking vengeance.
Well, is he truly as innocent as it seems, or is it a play on us? Because
you gotta give it to him.
He might be innocent, but
You gotta
due
give
to
it
the
to
things
Imagine
after
your
what
brother
happened to
being
his
killed.
brother.
You'd
it
seek
will also be
vengeance.
like that. Vengeance.
You know who killed your brother, but you have to like seek vengeance, bro. Like, for sure. You have to end the guy who killed your brother. I would have done the same.
Really?
Yeah. You dare take out my brother?
Especially with that
I'm gonna
death.
take you out too.
Like the way he died, like the way the brother died, that was too much. Like,
He was there.
he was there. Hey,
It was
that
climbing
made me
those
turn
stairs,
him like that made me with the
He
turning point.
deserves to die, man. This other, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah,
The Dimple guy, yeah.
No, not the voice. Jin Guangyao.
Jin
Jin Guangyao.
I mean, you took out my brother. Like, you deserve to leave. No way, bro.
And he pretended, hey, somebody save brother, brother. Why do you? And then at that time, I think Wei-san was kind of like, what happened to my brother?
I feel like I understand
Suddenly,
you
like-
in ways, and for me, I loved what he's done, bro. You have to be a mastermind in
It's
this.
not that bad. We get it, bro. Killed
Yeah.
your bro.
Wow. Okay.
And they have history. Let's go.
Is it truly as innocent as it seems, or is it a play on us? Because since the story is in Ocean's point of view,
Yeah.
This is the way he views Nyihwisa.
Mm.
When did he become suspicious of Jin Guangya? How did he manage to keep up his appearances? Had he always been this cunning, crafty, and intelligent? And to what length was he ready to go to get his revenge?
Mhm.
What was he going to do? What was he going to do to Wushan if he didn't complete his last curse wish? So many questions to ask a character that is just an enigma to the audience. People think we know him. But do we? Or do we know the version of him that he has presented to us, which may or may not be his true persona?
Ah.
There's more characters?
There's a very more character. We're still
Yo, we're still with
with a lot to unpack. Okay.